What's going on? Welcome back. Episode 5. Why Not Me? Analytical Chaos.
Yes, and I'm C. Morgan, and hi, everybody. Thanks for coming out, showing us some support.
And I am King, and you know how we like to start our podcast. Let's go to the Father. Father God, we just thank you that this is making an impact, Father. Even though we don't see it, may not see the people at the time that come on, but Father, we know that this is making an impact. And we trust that you will continue to make an impact through us. And we thank you, Father, for those who are listening, Father, that they feel something, they get changed, they feel joy, they feel uplifted. And Father, that they're able to stand strong in spite of what oppositions or obstacles come their way. And we thank you and we give you all the praise and the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, let's get it popping. Why not me? That's a great question. A lot of times we do not ask ourselves that. We probably ask ourselves that and we don't realize it. Why not me? What we're saying is, why not you? Why not you being the one who fulfill the purpose of God in your life? Why not you be the one who walk out your gifts and give your gifts and share your gifts to the world? Why not? Why not you? So that's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to break this thing down like we normally do. Y'all know how we do. What's up, Toya? Toya in the house. You can see that? See? You can see that comment?
Yeah.
Great. C's comment is working, so you can see the comments too. Toya, thank you. You were faithful. Thank you for joining. But why not? Why not me? So see, let's dig into this. Let's dig into this a little bit. Why not me?
Well, and I think you, in the prayer, you actually said something great when you said obstacles and things that we come into contact with. And you do find yourselves when different things are going around, when it's like, why not me? Or why is this happening to me? Do you say it a lot? And if you do say it a lot, sometimes what we don't know, the energy that we bring to ourselves is we're attracting that to ourselves. You know, we have to stop saying that to ourselves, because when we say that why not me, we actually are replaying some traumas that we've had. And obviously those some triggers and things that might kick up from the past and saying, why not me? But the thing is, even so, why me? It should be, why not me? Why not should I have this obstacle that's going on? Because it's not an obstacle. It's just another footstep, another hill that I just got to walk over, another mountain to climb. But it's how big we see this mountain is. It could just actually be a little hill, but in our minds, we're making it a great big mountain and coming from. So you're saying, get the mindset of, I'm not able to do this. Okay, then what are you able to do?
Yeah.
Capitalize on what you are able to do and draw those who are near you that can be in alignment with you to help to see, why not me?
Right.
Why not? Why? Yes. And you said gifts, which you said in the prayer too. Yes, we all have our gifts and things that we have to give to the world. And you can have someone with similar gifts, or a matter of fact, they can have the same gift.
Right.
But they can't deliver that gift the way you are. And that's what makes it so unique and special, of why not you be the one to deliver that to the people. And you're going to reach different people in different ways.
Right.
Based on, behaviors and personalities that we have for ourselves and how we connect. Because maybe, like I said, replaying some of those traumas, I had the same gift, but we didn't go through the same traumas.
Right.
That sets you apart, you apart from that. And it's not only traumas, it's your successes. We always tend to think you go to the negative side, probably because, we're actually conditioned. Because when you turn on TV, what do you see? Blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Where is the positive stuff that you see? We see a lot of negative.
Right.
What we should look like, how we should talk, how successful we should be. We need to see more accomplishments on TV. We need to see more good being done in the world and highlight it, not just a quick 2 seconds, but you'll spend 20 minutes on this person did this robbery, this abduction happened, this murder happened. Not saying they're not important. I'm not trying to disclaim that or like put that down, but I'm not trying to put it down.
Right.
But can we have it balanced, I would say? Because we understand there's two things, there's a positive, negative to everything, but it's how you look at it and how you embrace it. That why not me part is actually when I looked some stuff up, and my background is in health. It's in the medical field, period, mental health. One part of it was starting my certification, and it is an addiction. And actually, the why not me is an actual syndrome. that, it is commonly in people recovering from an addiction. However, we all have some type of addiction. It's not the so quote unquote drug addiction. When you hear addiction, there are other different types of addictions, the one that are not so pleasant
Right.
that people have, or actually I would say accepted in society, as I say, those addictions that are frowned upon. However, we all have the same addiction, and that's life addiction. We all want to live life. We need to live it, not exist in life. We don't need to be that empty physical shell.
Right.
And the part that comes in, it's not just reserved for recovery. If you look at it, when we have an addiction, if we say the why not me, you're addicting to a negative mindset in that aspect. You're not saying, look at my success or just small steps, just because you cannot see the actual tangible things you're doing, or you can see, like, let's say more income coming into your home, or you got another job. But what came with that? Did you improve your confidence? Did you
Mm.
negotiate your pay more to your worth or what you were? Sometimes that's overlooked. It's those small things which you did to get you to the things that you got, that you what you wanted.
Right.
And it could be the more pay. You do things in the self-awareness, the true authenticity that you are. That makes a big deal. And that's overlooked quite a bit when we improve our confidence, because that's not what's focused on. That's not what we're conditioned to do. The part that we're not conditioned to do, we're not always looked at to the mind things that we can't see. The
Right.
memory, and that aspect of it, like I said, your soul. These are things that were not looked on. And even in school, do they teach you how to deal with your emotions, your memory? Those are things that it's not your spirit. And I don't mean the praying. There are the Catholic schools that that people go to, but I mean an aspect of, in school it's a lot of just memorization.
Right.
Why am I not remembering it? They do have some classes, I think they still have, on how to study, but it's more of just study enough to pass the test, not study enough to apply and retain. Because our brain is a storage unit. I mean, per se, it's a storage unit. We take all this information in, and it's only stored there to when we use, or like I said, enough information to pass the test.
Right.
So when you don't fulfill that goal that you had, then it's like, and you didn't pass, why is this always happening to me? Instead of looking at, did I have other things on my mind right at that time is why it's happening? Was my mind clogged where I wouldn't let the information be extracted from my brain out of the memory storage area? Is that what happened to me? So those are some things that we're not conditioned and taught in school. And a lot more things are being taken out of school, like home ec, how to balance a checkbook. Some people don't even know what a checkbook is, and then an aspect of it. So, and a part that comes to me when they say the why not me syndrome is characterized in the addiction part, and I say the life addiction, it says they say that sometimes the feeling sorry for your oneself is the need to remain sober. I relate sober to that mindset of having good positivity, that self worth, and the self compassion that you have. And
Right.
they say that we have to create that while going to a brand new life in recovery. The recovery is the same for us or any person, I'm going to say, in a life addiction recovery. You have to change your mindset, change your thoughts, change your structure. That's a whole new you. That's a whole new recovering of something that you were at in a, let's say, your traumas that you went through, the things that were so unpleasant, but even your
Hmm.
successes.
Yeah.
It started off rocky. I was successful. You recovered. You recovered. You fought your way through it. Now you're
Hmm.
at a new level. So you rinse and repeat again, but the recovery part is actually more of a more building of yourself, more
Hmm.
confidence that you're taking more steps to go through and forward. The value that you added in people. What
Right.
if you were in a study group and you were learning things and you're feeling, why is it always happening to me? But what about you in that group and you helped that person next to you? You might have gave them a simple way of retaining something.
Right.
A simple, it could have been a joke. So when they take that test, no, she laughed about that. She said that wrong. You could have blessed that person, I mean, you gave that actual value and used your gift in that way to help them. So I think in that recovery part is, like I said, the life addiction. The life
Hmm.
addiction that we need to embrace is, are we living it or are we just existing? If we're living it, what are we doing, taking the steps to live it, not self sabotage? Because sometimes you expect stuff to go wrong, you're self sabotaging it. So there's
Right.
another why not me. Okay, yeah, why not you? What did you do to self sabotage yourself from what you being the one? If you go through somewhere and you say, oh, I'm not going to win this gift, or it's not going to happen to me because I always have bad luck. Well, you just claimed it. You just put it
Mm-hmm.
out there. You self-sabotaged in the air. But the thing is, ask yourself, why shouldn't you have it? Why not you?
That's a good
Why
question.
are you why are you creating a new element for yourself that doesn't need to be there? Stay
Mm.
sober per se, quote unquote, in the aspect of having no negativity. Or better yet, not having no negativity. How about you can feel it, embrace it, just don't stay there. Don't try it. If you say
Right.
something that can happen, I don't have that. Okay, I don't have it yet.
That's
I'm
good.
not there yet.
That's
Add
good.
some part of the spin to tell your mind to mimic what your mouth is saying, and it puts it in fruition. It puts your gears going. So
Mm.
we know life is filled with ups and downs,
Yes.
but are those downs always so bad? Because you don't, like they say, you forget what people say, but you never forget what they feel, how they made you feel.
Right. Right.
So that dying, like, oh, I'm not feeling that again. So it is a remembrance on that, but it's just a way of saying you are destined and blessed to do certain things. So why not have you be that person who is very successful in the field and the gift that you have? Why are you not the one that excel? What are you doing that may be self-sabotaging it? It's something that I like about the why not me? Because why not me is always looked at the poor me part of it,
Right.
not the yeah, why not me? I fit this description. I'm great for it. I'm confident. I know I can do it. I think that needs to change in that aspect of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, you said something though that a lot of people overlook. Like we, and I'm going to tap on that later on about the oppositions and the obstacles. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of people success can be a hindrance because we can get
True.
to a point of success that we feel, and we feel like okay, we arrived. And then success
Mm-hmm.
becomes the obstacle now. Now success is the thing that is holding you back because you done achieved this thing, this goal, this thing you was going after. You got it, and now, oh wow, I got it, and you stay stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You crystallize success, and now success has become an obstacle. And and then it's like, why not? Why not go higher? Why you can't? Why not you being like you? If you shooting for the CEO, why not you owning more than one business? Why not?
Right.
And so, and a lot of times, success can be a great obstacle to a lot of people because they feel like once they achieve this one thing they were searching for, especially with the vision board, if I turn everything on this vision board, I'm good. No, you're not. You still got to go. You still got life to live. You still got to keep pushing. You still got more purpose in you. Because I'm pretty sure in all this vastness of what God created us to be, we only use, they say we only use 10% of this brain. So
Mm-hmm.
that means we got 90% of capacity that we can use more that we're not even using. So like I said, the why not me, and I'm gonna tap on the obstacles and the oppositions. You know, I'm gonna hit that later.
Mm-hmm.
But success though, you said something that was key. A lot of people, obstacle is success. It's the
Yes.
fact that they have achieved what they think is that's it. Like that can be an obstacle. Like it's like God ain't got no more left. Man, come on. That talk about that a little bit more. I know you're gonna go to the other thing, but that success key point is that success piece is very, very vital because a lot of people are stuck in they last success and they moved from it.
They get comfortable in that
Yeah.
success. I want to say good evening, Pastor Kevin Graham. How are you doing?
Oh,
Thank
that's
you
my
for
brother
joining.
KG. But yeah, I'm glad you called him pastor because he got on me for
Oh,
not calling him a pastor the last time he was on. So it's Pastor KG, which is my brother. He is a pastor.
okay.
So I'm glad you called him that. Thank you so much.
I'm glad I could oblige for you. But in the success part, people create another ceiling for them. Is
Mm.
what they do. They're like, okay, I made it.
Uh-oh. I knew this was gonna happen. She froze. Don't worry, she'll be back. There she goes. She's back. Hey, y'all know how we roll. We are authentic people. She's gonna freeze and she'll be back. There she go. We just go. Hey, there you go. Keep going. You
Can you
back?
still hear me, or am I just
Yeah, you
freezing?
back. You back. Keep going.
Okay. Well, they make that new ceiling. The success is what they do. So they're comfortable. They're happy they got over that obstacle, that hump
Mm-hmm.
of I made it. Okay, you made it, but I need you to keep going. Is what I need to be in that part of success. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so uncomfortable sometimes. It's like, okay, let me sit here and they get complacent
Mm-hmm.
in that success aspect, what they do. And granted, embrace that accomplishment, that achievement when you've gone to that step. However, don't stay there, because you're taking the different levels of where your success and your gift can save you. And sometimes the success, it's you had success in the step you just achieved.
Right.
Go ahead and, as you mentioned, the vision board. Look at your vision board, but look at it where you want to be and where you're going and what part of that. And nothing's wrong with not accomplishing everything that you put on that vision board. The problem is that comes in is, what didn't you do to even begin to accomplish those successes that you put for yourself on that vision
Mm.
board?
Yeah.
And the deadlines. You have to have deadlines when you want to do it, because it put things in motion. You have something to drive yourself to when you're looking at your vision board. I
Yeah.
mean, on one of mine, I want an island. I gotta say, when do I want the island? Okay, what type of island? What am I gonna do with the island? Because you gotta have those plans with it too. You have to get the ball rolling a little bit. You know, what are you gonna do with it? And some people don't let your thoughts and what you think, don't others play into that part. Your vision and your thoughts are so far out of reach. They're not out
Mm-hmm.
of reach unless you stop yourself from being out of
Exactly.
reach. You
That's
are the
good.
person that stops you. In that, at times, yes, you're going to have outsiders, but that goes into what I was saying: align the people who have the same mindset, the same visions, and they appreciate, but they're authentic with you. They don't have malintentions for you. They have good intentions. They should be saying, okay, you want to do that, that's great, well, let's see how you can do that. Or let me put you in contact with a person that maybe to help develop that vision for you. We need to hang around people that can push us more. Now, we're going to have some pushback. We're going to do things, but we need someone to push us, to keep us out of that comfort zone for us.
Right. Right. Absolutely. That's the thing. We can stay stuck in success, and
Yeah.
we don't need to be there. Like, I honestly, I'm be honest with you. Until your casket drop, you're not done. You're not successful. To me, that's me. That's how I feel right now. Until my
Mhm.
casket drop, there's no such thing as success. It's just me checking off things that I'm purposed to do. If I get, like, for instance, like you want an island, I want a whole city. Once I get the city, once the city, God bless me with the city, it's the next thing. Then I need a
Yes.
whole state. Then the next thing
Okay,
is,
cross
okay,
state.
I need a whole country. It's gonna
Right.
keep going. It ain't gonna stop because I accomplished the thing that God put in my mind to accomplish. It's something that's gonna keep on going and going and going. We don't stop at the things of success. We don't let it stop. Now, obstacles, that's another thing too that we do not need to stop at. But before we go on there, I know you did the thing on the yin and the yang. Let's talk about that. Let's go to that slide right quick.
Yeah. The yin and the yang, it's the balance. The yin is the feminine side, being with ourselves. The yin has a different avenues of it. The comforting, the soothing, and the validating is what the yin has on
Mm-hmm.
that aspect. Now, the part it comes from the actions, the aspects that we have in the compassion for ourselves. And this is a part of the yin and yang, is in the self compassion that we have for ourselves. And it does fall into the part of the why me aspect of it. The soothing is something that you can do for yourself, that you can physically be more calm. That could be, let's say, running a hot bath for yourself, candles, relaxing, anything that's physical. Go out and take a walk in nature, go
Mm-hmm.
fishing, something that brings that physical calmness to you. The
Yeah.
validating you can say in this sense to yourself is validate the feelings that you're having
Right.
right now.
Right.
Find the truth in what part it is. Because in the yin, the yin is more of looking in the emotional part of you.
Mm-hmm.
For that, digging down and finding what is my root of things, what is actually going on with it. And it's more of the self. And one thing that I found with the self compassion part of it, and the yang part, as it says, is protecting, providing, and motivating for that. They see that as the masculine side, and that's how the yin and yang balance everything. The yang
Okay.
is acting in the world. What are you doing in the world? Versus the yin, as they say, the female's emotion, but that's what it's being with ourselves, our true self, our
Right.
self love, our self compassion is what we do. And what I actually found really interesting, what I found in it, the self compassion, it could be considered more of, how to say, is a Chinese proverb of it, and it's a self kindness. It's It's common humanity that you go through, mindfulness of suffering, but suffering in what way are you suffering in your mind? Is it the illusion that you're showing, your perception, or is it an actual reality of what's going on? So you have to decipher the two. And thus involves more in when you have it involves recognizing the pain. When I said being in ourselves, why are you in pain right now? Is it we're human beings, so we're gonna have the pain, but what is it doing? The mindfulness of involving, or of you aware of, you're open to the pain, you can express it, you embrace it, but then approach it in a way that allows you to begin to transform and heal. That is the important part of us being with ourselves in that aspect of it. Just like, for instance, this comes from the positive psychology part of it too, is, a woman experiencing burnout, at work. And I said the part of drawing that hot bath and then playing music at the end of the day. It's soothing, it's calming you, end of the working day. You have to have that self-care in yourself. Now the yang part of it, as we said, it's a fierce self-compassion. It is a self-kindness part of it, and mindfulness also, but it's in a step of protecting ourselves. And that's why they say it's a masculine, because it says man protect the family and that aspect of it. But you're standing with others when you come together with other people, because we are more stronger together than we are individually. But we have to start with the root as an individual, so we're not the weakest link in that chain. When we are acting with others, we become very in a disharmony, is what we do. And we have to see it has to be clear in truth. And that comes the intensity part of that. It's your inner strength that you have in you. And an example of that would be in the inner strength of what are you doing? What are you protecting? Is it the family? Is it more of protecting your mind and the self-worth that you have? And an example would be, in a sense, for a woman, it could be in a man too. This works for both. But just an example, the woman could be a burnout at work. And to fix that in a protective way so you don't get burnout, you cut your workload down. And I hope this is making sense and I'm clear on explaining the difference. If you have something, let me know. And then you have to find, like, where is where is the self-compassion existing at? And there's things that you can do and some questions that you can ask and how to go through it. And one thing is to understand the why me. Why do you say the why me? Where is it deriving from? One good question I think is good to ponder on is, what is the purpose? Does the why me serve? What does it serve you saying that? What is it bringing out of you? Why did it come out of the lips that you're speaking? Why did that come out? And you have to take time to really look at, why am I saying that? What is this serving? What can I say instead of that? The why me part of it. Another one is, what does the why me not allow me to do in my recovery? And remember, the recovering, I was saying how you take yourself, and the part of keeping that positive mindset, embrace it and move on. Don't stay stagnant and complacent in that.
Right.
What can you do to move in your recovery? And some of that part of that. Another, way in how to deal with it too, it goes to, how can I see the why me from a different viewpoint? And if you can't see it yourself, this is where your support system comes in. Any support system you have. And even, I say, a stranger. I say a support system comes in many vessels and many avenues that you not always know that are there for you. But what is it from a different view? And that's what I was saying when we talked about pain, when we talked about traumas, when we talked about something may not be going right, or this obstacle that just happened. Look from it from a different view that you have. Because sometimes your emotions, and I get it. I've said it myself. Why is this happening to me? Why is that? And when I looked inside and I had to balance the yin and the yang, some of it was my fault. It wasn't my fault. It was, okay, did you not do what you could? Did you do the most you could have done? Did you hold yourself back because of fear, because of doubt? Or did you think you weren't good enough? Or just because all what they said in description you didn't maybe have for your thinking, that you didn't fit the job position that was available, or you didn't think you might have been good enough to do it? Most of the time it's probably the doubt and fear and you didn't think you were good enough, but that wasn't for you to judge. The
Yeah.
part that was addressed is you saying, I am good enough. I may not have all the explicit descriptions and qualifications that they have, but I do have other things that can substitute it. That's the way of looking at it differently. And that's how you
Absolutely.
address it when you're looking in an interview or even in life. I mean, even as parents, or just a role model and mentor. We're not perfect in that sense, but we all say we should have did this way, we should that way. Okay, then we
Yeah.
can get down on ourselves for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, have that self-compassion for yourself. It could have been a mistake, but it's a learning opportunity. I don't say mistakes. I say learning opportunities because
Right.
you find something to learn from that. So that's my different point of view is those are my learning opportunities. They're not my mistakes. I learned from that and I'm not going to do it again.
Right. Right.
So, like I said, even as parents, there's things, oh, I wish I would have handled that way. No, tell yourself you handled the best you could in that situation at that moment.
Right.
You have to accept that. Okay, you don't have to, but it's best you do so you can move on and go to the next level of yourself.
Exactly.
So and how that moves on. And one way, I see the why me too, it's a way that's going to help you grow.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm saying why me, how can I help myself grow? And balance with both of them. Am I suffering from something that I'm putting on myself? Am I letting outside environments influence me in this part of the self compassion? Or is it a combination of both? And if it is, that's when you have to look for that clarity in your truth and becoming more aware and open. We might not always like to hear the truth at times, especially when you're mad and you don't see what actually happened. Maybe your perception is wrong.
Right.
And I'm going to say yes, because our perception is not always what our eyes show us.
Exactly.
You may have all the facts, but you might not have the other facts that come with it. You see it, but you didn't hear it.
Right.
And for instance, I think a picture that we've used, how they had on the prince, they had him. It looked like he was giving the middle finger from one point of view,
Right. Right.
but actually he was doing the OK symbol when you looked at it from a different angle.
Right.
And that's what I mean, the part that you are actually correct if you saw it look like the middle finger. But when you looked at everything around it and what you could see, there's more to it. But at that moment, I know I wasn't wrong. I know what I saw. Yeah, you saw that angle of it. What other angle could you see that can replenish some self-compassion in you and the why me part of that when you're going through and thinking about these questions?
Yeah.
And what is it serving? The why me serving? What is it not allowing you to do that can propel you to another level in that aspect of it? And what different point of view could you look at it is, and then what truth is it doing for you to help you grow? Because the more we understand, the more we can begin to change it. That's the biggest thing, is to change it. And one thing I put on a post, I said you can't spell challenge without the word change. And I thought that was powerful because challenges are changes that we have to do at times. Not something we always want to do, but they do help us to grow. And they give us more empowerment, more confidence in ones that we accomplish. But we have to let ourselves to allow the change and allow the challenge, but put it in the mindset, this is going to put me to whatever you have on that vision board, like you talked about. King having that vision board. We have to be able to see things for us, but you have to have deadlines on them. And you can have the biggest vision in the world. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's only what you think in that aspect of that.
That's
so
correct.
Some things that I have in that part of it.
Yeah, you said a lot there. See, that's great. One thing that stick out for me from what you were saying is the whole perspective. What did I do? What did I do to cause what's going on? And sometimes it is self-inflicted. It's things that we do. It's self-inflicted, and other times it's not. And then you have to deal with it. I would tap in to say, even with the stuff is out of your control, you have to make a choice. And I segue into this. Like this past weekend, I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice whether to be the old king or the new king. And what happened is, some.
Which one we want right now?
And everybody say, but let me tell you something though. And you say the yin and the yang. I had a whole flesh versus spirit type thing going on this past weekend. And for those who don't know, what happened is three somebodies jumped on my son, my baby boy, and so I had to figure out whether I was gonna be the new king, the AD king, or the BC king. So it was hard. I was dealing with my yin and my yang, because my personal my flesh was saying, "Oh, it's war. Let's go find them and make them bleed slow. Don't kill them quickly. Let them die slow." Yeah. Right. So, but then my spirit man was saying, but what would God do? How can we switch this to make this a powerful moment? How can we switch this into making this a ministry? How can we switch this to making this purpose? So I had a choice to make. I had to choose whether I was going to hold on to a grudge or whether I going to keep on walking in purpose. And apparently I decided to walk in purpose, because here we are, you seeing me right now. But it wasn't something that was easy, because I wrestled with it even while I was in there. And we talk about, why not me? So here we go. Why not me? Why not me be the one that have to stand and show people how to have restraint instead of retaliation? Why not me have to be the one that be the person who stand and say, despite on what's going on in my personal, I still got to keep pushing towards purpose? Why not me? Why not me making that stand to show people that I'm not just talking this thing, but I'm actually living this thing? So when something actually happened to me, I don't just hold it and I say, okay, I hide it. No, I bring it forth, say, this is what's going on right now. I'm dealing with hurting somebody because they touched my son, or forgiving them and say, Lord, for they know not what they do, forgive them. And what I chose was to say, Lord, for they know not what they do, forgive them. And I chose to pray grace and mercy over their soul. Because, see, they're going to touch somebody else's child that ain't going to be as compassionate as me, that ain't going to have the grace as me, they ain't going to have the mercy as me. And so that's what's going to happen. So for them, I'm praying for grace and I'm praying for mercy. Because at the end of the day, I've learned something over this past weekend. I'm kingdom. I'm all kingdom. I'm spiritual. I'm not from the earth. I'm a spiritual being having an earthly experience. So things are going to happen in my flesh that I'm going to have to rise above to my heavenly place. And so this weekend, that happened. But see, I'm so glad that I had a point to where I can talk to God. Listen now, I'm being honest with you. I cried. Snot coming down my nose, tears coming down, and I'm like, God, what's going on? Why would you put me in this position? You know who you created me to be. And I had to cry, but then I end up in worship, though. I end up thanking God for saving my son's life. My son had a miracle, because on Friday, he had a brain bleed. On Friday, he had a brain bleed, and his face was swollen. By the time I got there on Saturday, he had no brain bleed, no face swole, looked like he never was in an accident. So now I had to choose, thank God for what he is now. He didn't take his life. So what happens is, when you put in a position of why not me, you got to understand, you're going to have obstacles. You're going to have oppositions. But you got to keep going. You got to not stop. You can't be like, oh, okay, please, no more. No. When you called to make an impact like me and you are and our coaches, we're going to have oppositions. But we can't quit. We can't stop. We got to keep going. Like the thing I seen when I was on the plane, and it was so, and I'm going to show you right now. This is what I saw when I was playing. God was speaking to me. And I shifted, I know, sorry, gotta go. Listen, this is what I saw on the plane. This is what God was saying to me. This is opposition. You can't see nothing. You know, all you know is you got a promise. All you know is you got God telling you you're going to reach this person. But you in the midst of this cloud right here, you can't see nothing. So in this cloud is my son getting jumped by 3 guys. And in this cloud is me being my old self. In this cloud is I'm just a reach for something that's familiar to me, because I can't see past my son getting jumped. But in this cloud, I know the old me, though. I'm familiar with the old me. So because I can't see, let me go back here and pick up something I know. But no, I decided to say, hold on. I'm going to keep on holding on to God. I'm going to keep on pressing. I'm going to press through this cloud so I can see the other side. And so what happened is, I stayed there. The thing about it is, I stayed there, and this is what happened. I seen the sun shining. The sun always been shining. It's just that the clouds was a smoke screen. God ain't never left the throne. God didn't never give up on me. But he was saying, son, you got to press through so you can see that I'm always here. And so that's what I had to do. For me, I had to realize that the sun always shining. The sun ain't stopped shining. Obstacles coming. But God didn't stop being God. Opposition coming. God didn't stop being God. God's still on the throne. God's still here. God still called you. God still say you purpose. So the why not me, I'm on the whole other side. Why not me? I'm saying, why not me? Who else? I am the one. I am the one that's supposed to be doing it. Why not you? You called. You supposed to be doing it. And I know I sipped it on y'all. Sorry. I told she it was a calm before the storm, but she didn't believe me. But I'm telling y'all, it's time out. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. It's time out for us making excuses for not fulfilling purpose. Listen, let me tell you something. If you're not doing nothing, then ain't nothing gonna go on in your life. This is the litmus test for you. If you ain't doing nothing and making no impact, your life is peaches and cream. But if you make an impact and you're a purpose, expect all hell to break loose. Expect somebody to touch your seed. Expect the test to come. People talking about, listen, I say this publicly now. I used to think the hardest restraint was sex. But I'm here to tell you, I learned something this weekend. My hardest restraint I ever had was somebody touched my son and I didn't kill him. And I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I didn't kill him. Yes, saved, sanctified king, did not kill him. That was the hardest thing for me to restrain to do. I mean, 3 somebodies jumped on my one son. That was the hardest thing for me to do. But you know what? I thank God I did it. Because look where we at. Right here on purpose. So I'm here to tell y'all, if God is impacting through me, he's impacting through you. So you can keep going. So you can restrain from being a person who devalue women. You can restrain from being a person who accept mediocrity. You can restrain from being less than who you really are. And you can literally walk into what God called you. So yeah, why not? Why not you? See, it's on you.
It wasn't what you said, and the things that you, like you said, the cloud was a cloud that we put around ourselves in our mind. At times we're in that maybe poor me, why me state, and they're not, a fulfilling place where we're not seeing our purpose. You need to embrace what is going on. Like you said, the sun and a part of you saw that growth, like you said, when you see the sun now. So the clouds, actually, the sun was always there, but we just didn't see the sun. You had to go to another level, another growth. What is the why me serving? What growth is it giving? You had to look from a different point of view. So that all helps you grow from that why not me, and see that different area, how it goes above you. Right. And that aspect of growing and going more. And you're right. You have to, the obstacles that you have, they're there for a purpose too. Maybe that obstacle was for you to learn more confidence. You is for restraint, and that obstacle that came for you, especially when it touched somebody, as close, as any of us, that has children, a child, and and it was an unfair match. In that aspect, but you learned from that, the restraint. You had another vision, another cleansing, more faith, saying you were healed to, not, I would say healed to another level, but actually got more clarity. You have more concise, you have more alignment of what you used to be, like you said, and how you are now. So you served a purpose. Your voice serves a purpose. Yeah. You having that different point of view is like, okay, you would have, like you said, killed somebody. What purpose is that serving your son now? You took a purpose of you in his life, which actually is more devastating, not being in his life. You're on somebody else's time. So you literally locked a mental block. What happened? Mental block for your son. You have been a physical block in a cell. Cell block.
Well, you said something. Hold on. You said something. You said it was unfair, but you're absolutely right. It was unfair. But see, it wasn't unfair in the physical. It was unfair in the spiritual. Because see, it's greater in me than in the world. And see, I had to tap into that fact that I'm greater inside than this world. My son had to realize that it's greater in him than in the world. They tried to take him out, but because of who he is and who child he is, God didn't allow that to happen. It ain't got nothing to do with King. It got something to do with his own relationship. And like I told people, my son got to walk out his walk. I can't walk my son's walk out. All I can do is give him the example. And the best example I gave him is like I told him, son, we can't fight this carnal. We're going to have to fight this spiritually. We're going to have to fight this in the heavenly realms. We're going to have to cast down a whole lot of things that have been rising up. But that's why? Because your dad is making impact and he's purpose. And what he's happening is the devil is upset. The kingdom of the devil is upset. But what I told my son is, okay, this is what you want, a war devil? Let's go. I'm about to attack your kingdom like never before. You touched the wrong child because now I'm going after your kingdom. So I will stand boldly. I told y'all, watch what I'm about to do now. Watch what God has shown me to do now. I said I'm getting out in the communities. I meant what I said. I said I'm going way beyond where I'm at, my touch. Where the soles of my feet touch, I was declaring and declaring in Illinois that this ground is holy now because I touched down on it, because of who God is in me. So it's more ground I got to conquer. So like you said, you're right. It is an unfair fight because it's more with me than against me. It's more with my son than against my son. So yeah, you're right. It is an unfair fight. It is.
Together you do better because you're stronger, because you're still in the life and that. And you said something regarding the enemy part of that. And the enemy, if you look at the word enemy, is in me. A lot of times we are the enemy within ourselves. Till we realize that and can see that, like you said, the growth, the self-compassion, with the yin and yang, how it separates. We are our own enemy at times, not being able to tap in sometimes to our spirit because the emotions, like you said, different outside environmental factors that come in that do attack us. We have to learn to shift that and build our own shields.
Yes.
But those shields become stronger. Different perspective, different viewpoint. They come stronger when you go through these obstacles. That's why they're not always bad to go through obstacles. If you had everything perfect and never had anything to sway you, if you always won, really, what would you win? You wouldn't be any stronger if you had some deviation in some of that. You wouldn't feel, to me, another level in your worth, what you can do. I'm doing this anyway, so what's the challenge? You have complacency in always having success. But with that success, what value are you importing into somebody else? What imprints are you doing? Like you said that where you walk, every footstep you make, you're putting, you said the holy ground, you're putting more in that kingdom. Okay, what if we all said that and had that spirit of it, whatever we touch, we can make an imprint of good. We make an imprint of positivity. We make the imprint of why not me, that I can do this. I can make small changes in the world, because small changes lead to big accomplishments. Big, it's not, it's not the battles you win in the wars. Yes, it's more together, not individually. When you get people in one mindset, one area that you're all in agreement on, you work together, it is much stronger, like they say. And that's why even the animals do it. For that fact, they're better together in a herd when they're being attacked by, let's say, the lions.
Yeah.
Coming through the zebras.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right here.
More victim.
Let me tell you something. Those of you who are watching this podcast, she said something very powerful right there. If you believe earlier, she said, if you believe that you are making an impact whenever you go, I'm here to tell you right now, you are making an impact. It's no more excuses about what you don't have, who ain't with you, who ain't. Man, make an impact by yourself. It don't take much. Start where you at. If you in a nursing home, you work wherever you work at, make the impact right there. Because see, I'm here to tell you. Listen to me well. Listen to King well. I don't care what you think it was. I don't care what you thought you didn't have. I'm here to tell you everything you ever need was already put in you before the foundations of the earth. Before you even came out your mother's womb, God equipped every single thing you needed to fulfill every purpose and gift on your life. So it's not that you came out half-cocked. No, you were fully loaded when you came out your mama. When your daddy shot that seed up out of himself and went to your mama's ovaries and it created you, you was fully loaded when you came out. So it's no need to making excuses about why I don't have this. Everything you need is inside of you. What you have to do though, you have to tap into it though. You have to stir up the gift like Paul told Timothy. You have to stir that thing up. See what has happened to me this weekend? My gift got stirred up. What happened is the devil messed up. He pushed me. He should have put his hands on me. He shouldn't even mess with me. Now, every time I step, I make hell tremble. Every time I wake up, hell tremble. Every time I talk, hell tremble. Because it knows now that I'm wide awake. I was a little bit sleepy. I was. But then this incident woke me up. Now I know, okay, King, let's go make an impact. Every time you open your mouth, somebody's life gonna change. Every time you open your mouth, somebody gonna get healed. Every time you open your mouth, depression gonna leave somebody's mind. Every time you open your mouth, all the chains on their mind that they feel like they can't do nothing at all, it's gonna be broken. I know that now. So I'm telling you, if you listen to this, whatever you was trying to go for, go back and do it. Whatever somebody told you no, and you know God told you to do it, go back and do it. Whatever you gave up on, pick it back up. Whatever book you didn't write that you should have write it. Whatever song you didn't do, go write it, go do it. Whatever business, hear me and hear me well. Whatever business that you was supposed to start, but you felt like you didn't have nobody, start it by yourself. I started my business by myself. And I got a group of like-minded people that I'm surrounded by right now. And now we're going to turn the world up for the kingdom. He keep his word. Seek the kingdom first. All this right way of doing things. And all the rest of that stuff will be added. My son called me yesterday talking about some dad. I seen him when they was around me. They coming to finish the job. I told my son with all the authority from heaven, nobody's going to kill you. And I'm 10, 700, 800 miles away. Nobody's going to kill you because you will fulfill the purpose of God in your life. You will. And I'm telling you like I'm telling him, you all that's looking at this video will fulfill the purpose of God in your life. I'm done. See, I ain't preaching no more. I'm done.
Well, I will correct you on one thing you said. You said the devil messed up. No, he didn't. He didn't mess up. Because look at the fire that you have in you now. So that was a plan for you.
He didn't want this, see? Trust me. He wanted me to lay down. He wanted me to be in that 10 by 10 sale.
No, I'm not saying lay down. Look at it. Like I said, different viewpoint on this. Before that, you said you were falling asleep.
Analytical. Go ahead, see. I forgot.
Yeah, you said you were falling asleep. That's what you said.
Yeah.
So basically, he woke you back up. So that was not bad.
That's what I
said, different viewpoint. It wasn't bad after you had your learning opportunity. You got back into the lane you needed to be in. Basically, he let you know, hey, you slipping. You're giving me more further for domain. You're giving me domain to roam now. So go ahead and stay asleep if you want to. So so in the answer what you said.
I'm up now.
The outcome is totally different, yes. But it's not a hope not. I would not say hope not. Because like you said, you're going to be out touching more lives. It's going to be different. I mean, I agree with what you said, in the aspect of write a book, you want to write a book. Write the song, you want to write a song. You were equipped with everything you needed. You just have to have the tools. Now, in that aspect of having the tools, when you were born, you have to understand how to use them. You have to be in tune on how to use them. You have to be groomed to how to use them. Just like as we were infant learning to walk, we observed how to walk, we tried it, and then we executed it.
Right.
And that's the same thing with your gifts inside us. Even for our spirits, spirits don't have any. Our spirits and our souls have no concept of time at all. But there's a spirit in a worldly world, a flesh world, like you said, the flesh.
Right, the flesh.
So I mean, you're gonna have them temptations, and just like I'll say Pastor Kevin, or I'll say KG, however, like you said,
Kevin Graham.
Right. Okay, Kevin Graham. Okay, we are always tested, and you're absolutely correct. And you're right, Toya. It's how, exactly how do you use the tools that are given to you? What can you do? A way in that is tap into that awareness. Okay, realize I'm being tried right now, and it's me trying myself, but I'm having outside environments. So the tool that I have, if I'm good at aligning people. I'm good at seeing the pieces, in a puzzle and helping line them to make the masterpiece that you are. Step back,
yes.
Get that different point of view. Get that, okay, take yourself out of a situation. And one good way I can say is, what would you either say to your child to improve in the same situation? What would you say to somebody who is in your intricate circle that you really cared about? Take yourself out sometimes when those emotions are clouding and look at the facts. Part of that. Do not ignore the emotions. Do not let them dwell inside of you. Is use that. Like I said, how is this going to help me grow right now? What is the different viewpoint that I'm looking at right now? What is the why me serving? Those are the things that you can look at, how to address that and how to persevere, through that. Going through all of that. How is this helping my recovery in the sense of me being somebody that I want to see myself being? Yeah. And not only do it, take the little steps that come with it to walk, like you said, in your purpose, right, in your gift. The why not me is, yes, you are chosen. You are the chosen one to be that. You are the one chosen to deliver that. And no one else can do that. And until you do that, you will not touch the lives that need you in that aspect of it. You need to touch the lives. You need to have that voice inside you ring loudly. Don't bury your voice that you have, that you were given to use. Because think about it this way, which a lot of people don't understand until it's gone. What if you could not see? Literally. Physically, you could not see at all. But we do it every day at times when it comes to the emotions clouding us. You're not seeing clearly. What if your sight was taken from you? Why does stuff have to be taken from you to value what you already have? You don't have any legs to walk. Oh, if I could walk, I would this and did this and that. But you didn't do it. So why value it when it's taken away from you? Why when part of your body is not working the way you want it to work with? Damage of what you put in your mouth. You have some type of ailment that's going on. People get diabetes at that time. Now you want to worry about, well, I would this and that. So why are you blinding yourself and what you serve? Why do you have to wait till something drastically happens for you to see that point of view or actually see clear and clarity in the aspect what you were equipped with? Don't let it get taken away from you. Some things are out of our control. Yes, I completely agree. But the ones you are in control of, you are responsible and accountable for using those gifts, and you're not using them properly. That is your fault. Not doing them. If you need help and try to find that and use them correctly, support system, look out, coaches like ourselves to do that, to help you with that. The help is out there. You just have to seek it and ask at times. If you don't open your mouth, you don't seek it, you're not going to always have it. It's not always going to fall in your lap. It's a two-way system. You have to put some effort into being better, some effort in taking those steps. You can't be pushed all the time. Like they say, you can't help someone unless they want to help themselves first. And you have to identify that within you.
Yeah, you got to be. The thing about, we talk about this all the time. See, we tell people to tell your story, tell your authentic story. Tell your story. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be like C. But God has equipped you with your own story, your own stuff that you have overcame, your own traumas you have overcame. And like the fact that we saying, why not me? Yes, because what you have overcame, what you have done, what you have got through, somebody else need to hear that. Because the word say,
those are your weapons of destruction.
Right, because the word says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. Because see, a lot of people's test is most people's breakthrough when they open their mouth and say something. Like a lot of people was blessed the fact that I practiced restraint. But I'll be honest with you, it wasn't on purpose. I fought with that. But then I understood though, restraint is the most difficult thing to do when it comes to anything. Let alone restraint, and we could go across the board. Restraint how you eat, restraint on what you do, restraint is in there. Self-discipline is the hard thing to do for a lot of people. And the reason, what you said earlier, a lot of reason why people are not where they need to be because of lack of self-discipline.
You have temptation in there. You have desire in there. Then you're going to add self-restraint in there.
Right. So you got to have a lot. And he ain't going to, and look, things ain't going to come that you don't want. Like, come on, he ain't going to, like, let's just keep it 100. He ain't going to send me, and I'm not racist, he ain't going to send me a country white girl by to say, hey, King, you want to holler? No. It ain't. He going to send me what I like. If I like ice cream, he going to send me ice cream. If I like ice cream and don't like cake, he ain't going to send me cake. He going to send me ice cream. So it's coming, but then it's still restraint. We have to practice restraint. We have to have self-discipline. We have to understand, like you said, that balance. Even in the journey of seeking what we call to be, we have to have self-restraint, self-discipline, in spite of what's going on. I want to retaliate, but I need to respond. I want to go in, but I need to hold up. I want to move forward, but I need to stop. I want to go left, but I need to go right. It's going to be a constant thing every single day, sometimes second. But we have to make up in our mind. And you know what? This is what we always say, and we're going to take off the not me part. We always say, figure out your why. We say that a lot. When you figure out your why, then ain't nothing going to stop you. No matter what opposition comes, no matter what thing comes, what obstacle comes, whatever. Like you see was saying, you get sick, no matter what, you're going to keep going. And that's a good point. See, why is it that when we lose a leg or lose an eye, then we're like, oh man, if I had my eye with it. No, if you got it now. So everybody on this call that has your eyes, your legs, your ears, you in good health, get busy doing what you're supposed to be doing. Don't wait till you get on your deathbed or somebody give you a death sentence or a doctor say, oh, you got cancer or you got leukemia or whatever. Start doing now, right now, because like we said, why not you? We need you. This is important. And then C going to close out with the action steps. This is an important piece of this. Check this out. Do y'all not understand? I had to realize this. If y'all do not get busy about doing your purpose, y'all are holding people up from finding out who they are. If y'all do not get busy going in your gifts, y'all are holding people up, realizing that they can use their gifts. It's a lot of darkness out here. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of darkness out here. We ain't got time to highlight the darkness because we the light. Darkness runs from light. So you got to realize how powerful you really are. So I encourage you, as I pass it to C to give y'all your action steps, get busy doing what you call and purpose to do. Because people need your gift and what you're assigned to do. See, they are action steps for this day. Our action steps segment is brought to you by C. Morgan.
You gave some already, which were good anyways. You gave some already. For me, some action steps is, draw those who are in alignment with you and who's in your soul's divine purpose. Draw those in alignment with you. Another thing I would recommend and a step I would say is the things I said earlier in a part of your whys. Why me? Why is it serving? What is a different point of view for it when you come across this or you start feeling this way? Evaluate it. And that part of you, like I said, that different viewpoint that comes in. And how is it going to help you grow? And the one thing that comes with it is awareness and a maturity in it, and not a sense of when people say you're immature, maturity and awareness and being seasoned and understanding yourself more, that open mind that comes with that. Remember the yin and the yang, the balance part of that. Are you protecting yourself from something? But remember, that's out in the world. The yin is within ourselves. We have to balance both that out. And one thing is, in maturity, when you realize that self-respect is more important than love from someone else, it's more the self-love. You have the self-love, but you have to respect and realize that's more important to self-love for yourself, your boundaries and what you want to do for yourself, your self-compassion. As we said, the difference with the yin and yang, part of the self-compassion of that, understanding your why and what you want to do. Do not self-sabotage. If you do self-sabotage, I would like you to aware and reach out. Like I said, we're here. You have our contact information. Reach out. If we're not the ones that you need, we sure can recommend you to someone else that can help you, that's in the lane that you may need. But the first step, feel free to reach out. If you don't feel you have a support system or you want to reach out, we are here to help. We're here to serve. And that's what our goal is, for people to be successful, for us to serve and guide you in the right way and be a light to people that may need just some direction, like the lighthouse in the sea. They guide the ships. Right. We're just guides and beacons to help guide you where you need to be.
Yes, that's wonderful. See, like she said, if you need, reach out. And then, like I said, in the benediction, you'll see in the credits a list of coaches and their information. If we can't help you, trust me, we got a team of coaches. Somebody out of our little team, well, we're not a little team no more, out of our big team can help you. And they all have the same heart as we do, and that's to build people and not necessarily build a building. But we want to make an impact for you so you can continue to build people. We literally believe in seeking the kingdom first and this right way of doing things. All that stuff will be added. All of the bag and all that stuff will be added. What's most important is building people, and that's what we're here to do. So if you ain't got nothing else,
it reaches when we're saying we really truly mean we have people. People who, maybe have a better workout. Someone who wants to learn how to eat better, someone who can give you different things, in your businesses and traumas. It deals with just men, women, teenagers, children. It's all facets of life. And like I said, that life addiction, there are people in every life addiction that can help you. We can help find those resources for you too.
Absolutely. Well, see, if all hearts and minds satisfied, we're going to go to the benediction. You got anything, last words?
Nope. I thank everybody, and please understand your why and find your why. Understand you are the reason why.
Absolutely. Until the next time, God bless. The benediction. Let's go to the Father. Father, I thank you right now for every single person that watched this podcast tonight. Father, I pray Psalms 91 over their life. I pray that no evil shall befall them. No plague shall come to their dwelling, that 1,000 may fall at their side, 10,000 at their right, but only with their eyes would they witness destruction. I thank you for the angels encamped around about them, and I thank you most importantly that they abide under the shadow of your wing. Father, I thank you that no weapon formed against them will prosper. Every tongue that rises up against them shall fail. And Father, I plead the blood of Jesus over them right now. And Father, we thank you for this time that you have set aside for us to empower the people and to educate the people, Father, and that they will be even better after hearing this podcast, and that their life will be in a true trajectory of their authentic self. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.